Go.
All right, we're ready to go. You said go?
Yep.
No.
I said go.
All right. Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. Don't adjust your dial. I am Deezy. I know everyone's saying, oh, Ben's outside. He's getting more tan. You know, is he even getting taller? No, it's me. Okay, it is me. Ben is at Boston right now. I actually didn't even know I was going to do this until 30 minutes ago. Had no chance to read the articles because Mr. Eron Schmeeds is the reason we're Latte Boy today. But yeah, I don't even know what Ben's doing. He's in Boston. Was he MIT teaching about blockchain technology?
No, this was a wife trip, something that he had planned, just a little getaway. So they were up there. I think they went to a Braves game, hung out for the weekend, but he'll be back tomorrow first thing, and we'll be here for the live stream.
He'll be here for the live stream. We'll fill in a spot for him on ATB, but it's going to be a good one for sure. Just wing it. I'm winging it. That's what we do here, you know. In Europe, the basement's called the cellar. All right. Well, don't be a seller of your Bitcoin, that is. All right. So let's check out the YouTube here. We're at 1.3 now. When did that happen?
Just last night.
Look at that. We're getting up there. We're getting up there, everybody. We're popping up. And let's see. All right. Yeah, we just had the morning view. Will the debt ceiling kill crypto? Make sure you're checking it out. If we go over here to Twitter, 585, almost at 600K. We're really getting up there. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought he was leverage trading. You know what? Ben was talking about deflation. I work for the guy, and I heard him talking about deflation. I was like, I don't know. I have a hard time just wrapping my head around, like, we're super far inflation and then we're just going to reverse course. But I was listening to CoinDesk podcast this morning, and what did they mention? They mentioned deflation. They're saying a lot of people are saying deflation's around the corner. I was checking out the supply chain issues. Everyone knows, like, the ports are getting backed up. We don't have enough trucks. The canals are backed up. The Suez Strait Canal, all these canals are backed up. The ports are backed up. The trucks are backed up. The cranes are backed up. Everything's backed up. We have Nike can't get enough shoes out. There's not going to be enough perfume for Christmas. There's wrapping paper that is going to be too late. It's going to hit the shelves in January with Christmas trees on it. And they're saying because of this issue, that's when there would be a huge supply. So there's always, whenever there's a scarcity, there's almost always a glut that follows. And with the glut of supplies, as everyone catches up, that's when we're going to see a little bit of deflation as prices are going to come down due to all the excess supply. So I don't know, maybe something there. I'm actually turning a little bit more like this is a possibility. So there's something to maybe check out. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Kathy Wood is another one of those kind of early proponents of the deflation narrative here in the US. And something we were looking at that kind of first put us on that was, it's all supply and demand with the dollar, right? So as these stable coins, these dollar-backed stable coins get out there, it creates a lot more demand for USDT, USDC that are supposed to be backed by dollars. So it'll kind of give them a way to create demand for the dollar as crypto proliferates and a lot of people start using it. Then they cut back on the printing that they've been doing for the last several years. They slow it down. It's not going to stop entirely, but slow it dramatically. Market causes a shock. Everybody rushes into cash, dollars, or stable coins, and then all of a sudden you get deflation. So we're gonna have to wait and see if it happens, but the more time goes on, the closer it looks like we could see a scenario like that.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like that. Yeah, Pluto Alliance represent. Yeah, we are representing hard for the Pluto Alliance.
Got a giveaway, right?
DZ looks like a mimosa kind of guy. No. Okay. I try not to drink sugar, and that counts for everything. Yeah. You wanna let's look right at that. Yeah, we do have a giveaway. Speaking of Pluto Alliance, go to the pinned tweet. This is going to be going for, we're going to pick it tomorrow morning. Heads up, we're giving away Ethereum. We're going to be choosing 10 random Pluto Alliance Earth alien holders to receive 0.7 ETH a piece. It's about $250. I mean, it's a volatile asset. Maybe tomorrow 300, maybe tomorrow 220. Who knows? But right now, it's right above $250. And then one lucky Jupiter is going to receive Crazy Skull and 500 USDT So we're choosing this out. You don't have to do it right now. If you don't hold a Earth, it's okay. You can go to OpenSea. You can buy one. Just link your MetaMask, and we got about 24 hours. So if you're watching an hour late, it's okay. If you're watching 12 hours late, we get it. Some people are maybe sleeping right now. Maybe people are gonna watch this 20 hours from now. In fact, if you watch it a month from now, well, you're gonna lose. So by then it's too late. By then it's too late. But we'll have more giveaways. We'll have definitely a lot more giveaways. Speaking of giveaways and deals, check out BitBoy Crypto .com/deals. I know we got some good things here, and the BitLab Academy, man. I have people asking me about it all the time, dude. What's the latest BitLab Academy updates?
The biggest in the BitLab Academy right now is we actually just uploaded a NFT course, which is very in depth. I think it was in the process of being uploaded over the weekend. I think some of it's
Okay.
there, maybe all of it. One of which is some of the demos you've done on how to mint on different chains. So there's everything from what is an NFT, how do you make money with NFTs, how do you trade them, where do you buy them, how do you mint them. So yeah, lots of really good info in there on NFTs and more and more and more to come. So yeah,
Yeah.
really good feedback on the Academy so far.
Yeah, so I mint one on OpenSea. It's actually gasless minting. Then I mint on Mintable, which is you do have to pay the gas fee. And way back, there's also like a wax, like how to buy. So yeah, check that out. I mean, you get to see my messy room. They were making fun of me for my messy room. So I filmed it. I had a little cam. I just did it in my bedroom, and my closet is like double glass mirror doors. And so then like I can't hide anything. And I had I don't have furniture. I'm sorry. I packed up what got in my car and I came out to Atlanta. I'm sorry I don't have dressers and drawers. Okay, and I'm sorry, I got clothes out. I had some hoodies, some sweatpants, and like, oh, you got to clean your room. I don't know. It wasn't TJ. It was Jack. Jack was the one getting on me. Jack, I'll clean my room. Don't worry. And it is clean. It's just I don't have a place to put everything. That's 50, I guess. Check out Tiger King coin. Yeah, if you're named after a year-old hot Netflix series, maybe do your own research on that one. All right, we go to DeFi Store. We also have some good deals here. You can get a lot of people ask about that market cap that I had, the FOMO shirt.
Mhm.
The FOMO art is sick. Good old around the blockchain shirt, and there's going to be way more things coming with this. So definitely keep an eye out on the store. We got some pretty good things on the horizon. So we're in the midst of trying to hire somebody. What? Oh, they took my sheet. I wrote it down. It was internship at internships
With an S.
with an S at bitboycrypto.com. We're looking for people. We need someone for sales, and we still need someone for the clothing, correct?
Correct.
All right, so that's internships at bitboycrypto.com. And yeah, email them a message. We have our lead intern, who's maybe it's intern Andrew. You might not be intern Andrew for long. Who knows? I don't know. Andrew, if you're half listening here. All right. It's a little inside joke there. All right, let's go straight to the market watch here. Andrew, we love you. We love you, Andrew.
Yeah.
All right, timestamp that one. All right, let's check out all right, first market cap. Are we still above a billion? Look at that. We're still above a billion for Bitcoin. That's a good psychological barrier. Trillion. Yeah, billion. That'd be a little bit scary.
That'd be a different psychological thing going on there.
That's another psychological barrier. That's the one where you're checking the barrier on your windows. Okay, we look at the dominance here. We're at 46%. ETH was creeping up to 20. Now we're back down to 18. The gas is a little bit high. Maybe hold off on minting any NFTs at the moment. But the market cap is sitting comfortably at 2.3 trillion here. So that's pretty good. Look at that. I knew Bitcoin was up a little bit, but I checked like a couple hours ago. It looks like we're starting to pump, man. We're starting to pump. We're seeing some good action. 3,600 on Ethereum, 57.4 on Bitcoin. I know BNB was somewhat struggling. Looks like it's still kind of remaining flat, but almost at 420. Let's see, Tether up that half of 10% there, or 0.1%. XRP. I know a lot of people are saying messages like, oh, Ben said when Bitcoin moves, XRP is going to follow. These things are going to happen, but this isn't, 12 hours. I bought my first XRP in years. I haven't had XRP in my wallet for a long time. I recently bought in. I'm only up like 6 cents, but I'm holding strong. I definitely think there's going to be room for XRP to to run up. Solana down 12% on the week, but Polkadot up 12% there. So we're seeing a pretty big divergence there. If we check out the top gainers, oh God, I'm probably gonna have to talk about Shiba again on ATB 5 p.m. I see the Shiba comments like when we brought it up. All right, we got a quick question. Any projects you guys won't touch? Well, yeah, obviously the poop coins, but
yeah, I'm pulling these for the Q&A.
okay, yeah, we'll address all those. Bitcoin Gold up 10%. Again, not really what I like seeing. Wow, this Bitcoin just leading the charge here. All the Wrapped and the BEP and the gold, they're all just pumping up here. Perp coin, I think that's what Justin's favorite coin was back in the day when he lived in Florida. We have Stacks down, Terra Luna, Harmony, Theta down. If you've been looking at Theta, I mean, now maybe is a good time to get in. Kusama, the parachain networks, looks like not super bullish. Axie Infinity, a lot of people are saying the game was too expensive to play. Now maybe is your time to get in there. Now we're gonna look at TradingView. I'm gonna use the desktop. I haven't practiced with the iPad yet. Maybe I'll have to get in on that. But we're looking at Bitcoin's daily here. It was started on the weekly. Now I've seen some. Or go ahead.
No, I was just say let's do some Q&A real quick, and
Okay.
then we'll hop into the charts.
Oh yeah. We're ahead.
Yeah, we got a couple. Let's see, a couple questions for you. Are you currently playing any blockchain games? If so, which ones are you having the most fun with? I know you just mentioned Axie Infinity. Have you played that one at all?
No, I haven't played any Axie. I'm actually on the sideline. It looks like there's a couple games going to be releasing somewhat soon. I know Degen Gang NFTs has a fighting game that look fairly close. I know Crypto Demons is really close to finishing all their the sprite work and the animations for their game, so that looks pretty close. So there's nothing really out there. I mean, Zed Racing seems to be one of the main games, and of course Axie Infinity. But yeah, I haven't played any card like TCGs in a while. I haven't played Gods Unchained in a while. But no, I feel like the next month or two is going to be pretty big for a lot of these projects. And a lot of these games, like I think Degen is like 0.05 for one of their NFTs. I know Skull's going to have some things. World of Freight, which we talked about on Saturday's video, that I think once they sell out, their game's going to be good to go immediately. So I think in the next 2 months, a lot of gaming projects are going to pop up. But don't expect Halo. Expect more like 2002 level, style games here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's going to take a while for the playability and the fun factor probably to catch up with some of these blockchain games until the incentives are all there. So
yeah.
James 1051 in the basement. I'm late to investing in crypto due to factors outside of my control. I have a diversified portfolio strategy with a 60% weighting in Ethereum and BTC, 40% altcoins. At this stage, do I stick to my guns or only focus on altcoins?
And then would you
BTC
exclude BTC and ETH?
Yeah.
I think, there's nothing really wrong with just DCAing into Bitcoin. Now, once we, where you are in this, close to price discovery mode, I will say, I think personally, ETH has more room. So maybe just put your money towards ETH versus Bitcoin. The altcoins, I mean, honestly, they're both good strategies. But, if we don't get the second leg up, I do believe firmly that we will get the second leg up. But again, I'm not a truth, seer in the future. I'm just trying to make educated guesses, looking at on-chain data, looking at fundamentals. But as long as Bitcoin goes up, yeah, these altcoins are going to run up higher. But let's just say some of these people are right with more of an extended cycle. And let's just say there's, I know a lot of the bears think there's going to be another drawdown. Maybe even some of the more bullish people think there might be a slight drawdown. I know a lot of people are saying, we could reach 42 and it's still bullish. If that happens, altcoins are going to tank and they're going to tank hard, but Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't going to tank as hard. So honestly, I liked your strategy, and I mean, I don't see too much. I mean, if you want to switch the 60 and 40, we won't get mad at you.
Yeah, well, and I would say we're not late here at BitBoy Crypto. We've been doing this for a while, and we're in a pretty similar position too, with a big chunk in BTC and ETH, and maybe put ADA in that discussion, and then another portion of the portfolio into kind of top 20 alts, and then you just keep kind of going further and further down that list with smaller and smaller percentages. What?
Bruh, drinking Mech Ultra. Bruh, this is bubbly. This is bubbly. Today's episode is brought to you by water, okay? I do have a coffee mug here, but it's not Irished up. There's no Jameson or Kahlua. This is black coffee, so Yeah. No, we're brought to you by water and bean juice plus water. So no, I'm not drinking a Mech Ultra. Sorry.
Or here's a good one from Tyvin or Tivin. Is Uniswap a bad investment for the end of this year? Basically, Uni, the token I assume
Yeah,
he's referring
Uni.
to.
I'm actually pretty. I bought a bunch of Uni last week.
There you go.
A lot for me at least. I saw that the FUD hit it and the price was suppressed. I mean, I use it a lot. I just put my money, where my mouth is or where my wallet is, and personally, I'm still using Uniswap.
Right.
There really isn't, a better decentralized exchange out there. I mean, Uniswap is, the bread and butter of swapping around your ERC20 tokens. So on that note, like, yeah, sure, it had a little bit of regulatory FUD, but to me, that just means it's a buying opportunity. And I bought 33 of them. I'll go ahead and say it. Full disclosure, I'm not, I'm not driving a Lambo, but that's more than I probably would have felt comfortable buying a year ago. Well, dollar wise, not token wise. So yeah, I mean, I'm exposed to it, and I'm just holding on to it. I actually, last time I opened my Coinbase, I looked at it and I was like, I almost want to buy some more, but I just held off. If I don't know Bitcoin was going to pump that hard today, yeah, maybe I would have changed my mind. But bullish on Uni for the short term future for sure. I think we hit 50 ish, 55, and right now it was around 25. So I
Hmm.
think there's still plenty of room.
Well, and like you said, it still is. It may not be the number one decentralized exchange for volume forever. There might be competitors out there now, but it's still the number one with market share right now. It's not going anywhere. Probably pretty safe for the rest of this run. So yeah, strong token. And then here's from Trail Grinder here. Can we get the Twitch chat on during ATB? What do you think? And
Yeah,
I know I
it's
always pull it up when I host it. Do you guys not normally?
I have my laptop and I cycle between YouTube and Twitch. So yeah, I probably do leave it on YouTube a little bit more. It's a little bit more difficult for us because on ATB we use a television, but we put the guests on the television because sometimes when someone has a full camera, someone will like literally raise their hand,
Right.
and so we need to be able to see the people. So like that takes the space we would have for chats usually. So it's just it's a little bit of a different animal, and we don't have the space. But
Well,
I'm sure when we're in the new studio, we'll have.
yeah, and what I usually do is I pull both up on the iMac, so you could at least see it and pull the
That's right.
questions.
That's
So
right.
we'll do that from now. That's what I
Yeah,
usually do on Mondays. I'll show you how I set that up, and then
yeah.
you'll be ready to rock.
Because we love Twitch chat.
We
Some
love it.
say it's better than YouTube chat. I'm not making any distinctions. This is what they say.
All right, let's do some charts.
All right, yeah, let's look at the charts here. All right, so we're looking at the weekly on Bitcoin here, and this is actually looking a little bit more. Now, when we were sitting like this, and it looked like it was curving out, it looks like it was wrapping up. I mean, right here, I was not feeling particularly great about the markets. You look at it, and the bears are saying, "Ha ha ha! I told you so." It was clearly a dead cat bounce. Then next thing we're going down. They were right. They were right. Sell everything. But then things started to look a little bit more bullish. So on the large time frames, and these are the important time frames, I'm feeling a little excited. I'm feeling a little bit better. We look at the money flow indicator. I mean, it's still healthy in the green. If we check out the daily, I mean, that's a pretty good daily candle there. Now
Hmm.
we are topping, we're getting a little bit high on the RSI down here. Yes, that's, that can say, look, we have a top. Now it's not saying it's the top, because if you look, this apple, if you look here, yeah, we had a top, we had a red dot form, but then, it kind of consolidated, and then it just kept going up. And the money flow, was in the red. It was looking very, very bad. People are saying the money flow's in the red. There is no water for the plants, as CryptoFace says. But then things started to look a little bit better, and it's back into the green. So I'm feeling a little bit bullish. Let's look on the like the 4 hour here. I mean, that's a juicy money flow indicator. That is juicy. That is
Yeah.
green and looking good. And I mean, yeah, we're gonna have a top, but I mean, don't freak out if we get a red dot like on this 4 hour. I
Yeah.
mean, we've seen
Well,
what happens.
yeah, I saw a great tweet last night from the crypto dog. So it's a little dated now. It's probably like 12 hours old, but 12 hours ago he was looking at the charts and he said, "I love it when I'm looking at the 5 minute chart looking mega bullish, and I switch to the 4 hour and it's looking bullish, and then the daily is looking bullish, and then the weekly is looking bullish." And then when I get to he's like, don't even bring up the monthly because that's looking mega bullish. So
Yeah.
when you're seeing bullish indicators across every single time frame, obviously, like you said, we're not future tellers, but that's usually a pretty good indicator that things are about to look really strong.
Yeah, it's like Jason Casper. You know, he won't open a long. He's a really good market Cipher streamer. He won't open a long unless the 4-hour and the 24-minute gets, you know, both are looking good together. So he likes to bring, but that's a 24-minute and 4-hour. Now, 24-minute fits 10 times into 4 hours, or yeah, 4 hours. But when you're looking at 4-hour plus a daily plus a weekly plus a monthly, yeah, that's just when on-chain fundamentals just doesn't really matter. The TA is there, you know, but again, this is crypto, you know, but I am personally feeling like pretty good about November and December.
Same.
Did Ben fly Southwest? No. But you know, they did. Justin tried to talk him into taking a private plane down to see the Florida who they want to see, Georgia game or something like that. And he said no, he'll never get in a small plane. So
Ben, is a non-private flyer.
And the DCA time frame would be, when things are getting really hot, maybe make your altcoin Tether. You know, hey, you said you're going to put money in altcoins. Tether's an altcoin. All right. Now, if we look at the Ethereum chart, let's pull up the weekly on Ethereum. All right, let's stretch this out a little bit. Good old Apple mouse pad that I'm not used to. All right. It looks like this is basically very, very bullish indicator when I don't want to go through the whole process of like drawing the waves and everything, but yeah, we had a little bit of drawback, and then looks like things are popping. We had a green dot form. It looks like it's been basically confirmed here. How old is this candle? So well, this candle's only 16 hours. So I mean, there's still time for things to change, but right now it is looking pretty good. Yeah. That form late Sunday. We look at the daily here. I mean, a lot of times Ethereum does follow Bitcoin's tracks, but it is a month later, you know, but it will move in tandem. And if we start testing all-time highs, I mean, I know Ethereum, the Ethereum all-time high was like 43. I mean, a lot of it depends on what exchange you're looking at, or
42-ish.
42-ish. So yeah, I mean, things are looking pretty good. We still have a little bit of room, but right now, you know, what was it saying? We're at 35.78. I mean, the 3,600, the $4,000 mark for Ethereum is going to have a psychological barrier. A lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, that's when I'm going to cash out, and they think they're going to be smart, so they're going to do 3,900. And then there's people who think they're smarter, so they're going to do 3,800. And then there's the big brain geniuses, they're going to do 3,600. So there's going to be some selling pressure, and it's not going to be an easy journey. But, you know, if we stick to the formula, we saw it in 2017, we saw it about 6 months ago, Bitcoin will reach a local top, and then Ethereum will be basically almost 30 days to the dot later. So I would say it might be time to party with some Ethereum later, but I'm feeling pretty good. I haven't bought any Ethereum in a couple weeks, you know, just because it is a little bit high, but you know, there's still some attractive altcoins out there to scoop up. We look at the 4-hour here. It looks like it's slowing down a little bit, but I don't know, if we do get a red dot, hopefully the next green dot would be higher than this green dot. Looks here, move it a little bit, but then we'll shoot up. If we can get another. This is what they call the trigger wave. So that's basically what we're hoping for. Any thoughts? I know.
No, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, the time frames are all shaping up, and it is funny to me how maybe a week ago everybody was calling us crazy for saying we think Bitcoin was still going to hit 100K this year. Now I look on Twitter, and all over the place you hear people saying 200K, 150, 180, 225, and we're now back to the conservative ones for saying 100K. So
yep, yeah. So Ralph Hall said something.
Yeah,
it was like, he said that this weekend. It's like,
yeah,
you know, there's really moon boys out there, and you know.
Well, it just shows how fast the narrative can change. Like we were looking at the fear and greed index; it was in the 30s. People were terrified. Now we're right back up in the 70s. So it can change just like that. So always keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure. Didn't know DZ knows TA. I know my TA. A lot of the TA I learned was just watching Crypto Capital Venture. Dan, he breaks down a lot of things, breaks down the statistics and everything. So, no, yeah, it's I know a little bit of TA there for sure. All right. Well, I guess we can just jump to the stories here.
Yep.
All right. And we covered the Pluto Alliance tweet. Again, you have 24 hours to sign in, so there's going to be no rush. All right. We're leading with the sign in with Ethereum, right?
We're looking for Bitcoin ETFs. There should be a story on that.
Iran was rushed this morning. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Iran was a little bit rushed this morning. We had a little bit of a crazy morning, and so again, I'm jumping in. I'm jumping in with a fresh eyes. We also got an NFT update show. We also got an ATB show. They keep me pretty busy around here. All right, SEC may approve 4 Bitcoin ETFs in late October. This is according to Bloomberg. So we saw the ETF, which was approved. It wasn't exactly Bitcoin. It's like Bitcoin exposed companies. Tesla was like the restrictions were loose enough where like Tesla could be considered a Bitcoin company. But now we're talking about more strictly Bitcoin ETFs. Now these are not just a Marathon Digital, but places where they just hold Bitcoin custody. So the article reminds readers fast approaching SEC, helmed by Gary Gensler, needs to approve or reject. So yeah, these things will have deadlines. Its applicants were filed on a format, favored, so must be submitted. Yeah, so they got everything submitted. Invesco, Van Eck, Mike Novogratz, Galaxy Digital. You see him in the beginning of Martini Guys video. The highest odds are 50 to 1.
Now, this is something. So I was looking at this. We looked at this chart on Friday. And you see 2 to 1, 9 to 1, 20 to 1, 5 to 1, and 50 to 1. And then that line there says the highest odds of approval.
Yeah, they're just speaking backwards, like the highest payday.
Oh.
So who has the highest odds? But really it should say like the lowest odds. So it's just one of those English things.
Yeah, that was a weird way to phrase it. But they're acting like Galaxy and Van Eck are likely to be approved, which makes sense. But ProShares is also a big ETF provider. So they've got the deadlines and the dates on there: October 18th, 19th, 25th, 25th, and November 1st. Probably if any of those get approved, that'd be big. But if we start to see one after the other getting approved, it's gonna be very, very, very bullish.
Yeah, I would have expected higher odds for Galaxy, because Mike Novogratz is very visible. He's always out there. He's always talking, but maybe that's why he's the lower odds, or the way they would say the highest odds. So yeah, I wonder if he's almost too vocal and too much out there. I would have figured being like a Vince McMahon-esque character would be a good thing, because you're always out there and you're promoting your own project. But yeah, I guess the SEC likes the good old boy system, like everything closed doors, be quiet, let's not make a bunch of waves. So
backdoor deals, that's how they do it.
Yeah, I was surprised to see 50 to 1, but yeah, 2 to 1 odds. I mean, that's looking pretty good. And you factor in the 5 to 1, the 9 to 1, the 20 to 1. I mean, it looks like we're looking at Vegas makers. They're putting it about with like 65% that maybe something does get approved here. So I don't know. Do you think we didn't really see anything off the wannabe, ETF that was approved, but do you think we'll see a spike if one of those main ones?
That's something we were talking about, Ben and I, last week. Like, do we think it's gonna be, the rumor of it getting approved causes the hype, and then the actual approval doesn't do too much, depending on the type of ETF it is? But I think it could, or we could see maybe one of these early ones in October not get approved, and that pushes the timeline into November. But no, all these timelines line up pretty well for an approval coming through, a big pump off of it, and then probably a large retracement, because as we all know, when more institutions and big money gets involved, this is just another tool for manipulating prices and working volume in favorable ways for the institutions. So I imagine it will cause a big rally, but then things will kind of come back down to reality within a couple months of approval.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. I think the same thing. I think it'll be like one of those, a bunch of longs will be opened.
Yep.
And that will be the real price mover, not so much like a Elon tweet isn't so much people buying, it's people closing their longs or opening longs based on the tweets. It's not so much the physical acquiring of the Bitcoins. So I'm kind of with you on that one. All right. What do we got here? Sign in to Ethereum. I don't see that one. It cuts right to the Bitcoin mining.
You had it. Go earlier.
It was
probably
earlier.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
no, that's not it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, then I don't know. We could just jump to the mining, and then it'll probably pop up towards the end.
Yeah, that's fine.
That'd be my guess. All right, Bitcoin mining in the U.S. I didn't get a chance to read this one, but yeah, 4 states attract the most miners. I have a pretty good idea. Yeah, I knew Texas was going to be on there. Look at that, Georgia. So New York, Kentucky, Georgia, and Texas. I'm surprised Wyoming isn't on there, but I would assume that's because, doesn't exist. And no, it's the least populated state. So
Right.
I know Cheyenne is supposedly like a beautiful city, nice to travel to, but it can't be super easy to get people to just like come pack up and move to, Wyoming. Now, I moved to Atlanta, you guys. I probably would have moved to Wyoming, but I would have thought about it a little bit harder. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You might have changed your mind once you got there.
Maybe. I don't know. I like a good burger, a good steak. So there's probably like pretty good beef out there or something.
Yeah.
All right. So Foundry US is the largest mining pool in North America, the 5th largest globally. So in the mining pool, so I guess within the US, the New York accounts for 20%, 18 for Kentucky, 17 for Georgia, and 14% for Texas. I would not have expected Texas to be in the last place out of
Yep.
all those. I know Ted Cruz, he made some comments about what they should do with the Texas, surplus energy. Now, I know Texas does have energy woes. A lot of that's just an old system. I lived in Texas. I was there for, losing power just for a very fairly benign winter storm. And I also then learned that, I stayed with a relative and his brother, my mother's ex-husband, his brother worked for Exxon, high in Exxon. And there's a lot of refineries out there. And then you see them just flaring. And one day I helped him move in Austin. We drove back and he's like, man, look at all those flares. And he sounded like kind of distressed about it. I was like, yeah, I was just used to him. I was like, yeah, he's like, yeah, they're burning the gas and like no one's buying it. No one's capturing it. We're not storing it to sell it. We're just burning it,
Hmm.
wasting it. And he was just lamenting the fact that, yeah, there's so much energy just being burnt. So these places, if they have Bitcoin mining rigs, like turn them on, go ahead and capture the energy, and then, all right, there's a winter storm coming. All right, we got to brace, then turn it off. And so it's a way for them to basically, help help push profits, which then, theoretically will lower prices for everybody. So, I mean, if anything, it's almost it's weird to wrap your head around, but it's green
Mm-hmm.
to mine Bitcoin if you're like a gas company.
Yep.
And you try to explain that to people, then, they just want to close their ears and say, no, you're burning a rainforest to make an NFT or to get a little bit of, to send, a little Bitcoin to buy your coffee. You're burning you're knocking down 8 trees every time you buy your cup of Starbucks. And it's just not accurate. When you start trying to educate people, it gets a little bit confusing and then they just want to say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
that is really not the case. And those who just joined in, Ben is in Boston and he'll be here tomorrow, so don't worry.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, there's a much more efficient way of figuring out where mining occurs in America. The data set does not consider all the U.S. mining hash rates and not all U.S. mining farms. So this is just, the largest, and they're looking at their sample data here. So, I mean, the actual numbers could be a little bit different, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pretty closely correlate. A lot of the miners move in the States because they have cheap, renewable sources of power. Texas is leading, although they said they rank 4th, but they believe it's going to be the top destination. I would say, given their recent senator's remarks, it's probably going to be this case. And also, Elon Musk, just moved his company there. So, I mean, they definitely are courting businesses and they want to be very business friendly. If we look at the number of likes, we just are barely above 3,000. We got 12,000 people watching. I know we can get a third of you guys. Just hit the little button. Let's just hit the little button. We get a third of you. Boom. We're going to be up at 4,000. And then we get to spread the narrative that Bitcoin isn't burning down all the trees. We gotta get this message out there. All right. The lawmakers deregulated power grid with real-time spot pricing and access to significant renewable energy, as well as stranded and flared natural gas, is what I was just referring to, are what make Texas attractive to miners. I really see it. I mean, I don't want to say the mistake was as big as Netflix, but these oil companies, and when I say Netflix, I mean Blockbuster. These oil companies not transitioning their field, just like basically, I don't want to say blowing up their business model, but essentially that's what you're going to need to do when you're a company like that. You don't pivot. Naval Ravikant said this: when you need a change, you don't pivot, you leap. You don't make a little bit of a microcosm of a directional change. You just pull a 180. And I think the big oil company that does that first will be far and away the leader. It might take them 10 years, might take them 20 years. But, if Texaco or Shell or, one of these competitors to, Exxon Mobil, if they were to make this leap, not just a little bit of oh, we have one mining rig and one gas refinery plant off the Gulf Coast. No, if they make a real directional change here, I think they would just be by and far the largest oil company, maybe even competing with Aramco in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Are they going to change eventually, you think?
Yeah, I think it will. And if you think about what you were talking about how Bitcoin incentivizes the most green energy use and consumption, I think we'll see that across the board. Like the people that these high-end farms that are doing most of this mining, producing most of the hash rate, are the ones that are moving towards and using some of the most efficient uses of energy out there. So as that happens, there's a lot of benefits to energy companies to absorbing or getting into Bitcoin mining. And I think that's ultimately what it's going to be. They're going to absorb large mines
Hmm.
rather than trying to recreate the wheel themselves. They'll let people get going, let them figure out all the issues and the problems, and then just buy them and implement that technology into what they do. So it's going to be, yeah, real interesting to see how all this stuff develops as time goes on. But I was just as surprised as you about how competitive Georgia is for the hash rate in the United States. Nick and I were actually talking about that this morning due to the low energy cost here. Georgia could really plant its stake as a blockchain hub city, kind of like Miami's been doing, with much better upside for mining. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Cardano gang. I see. You want us to talk about Cardano. It's on Cardano. And someone in chat said one like can save DZ's hairline. I do have hair, but my hairline, it's, it ain't low. I don't know what you want me to say. We get to 7,000 likes. We'll go ahead and do a hat reveal. All
Oh,
right. Let's see here. Why new investors are choosing Cardano over Bitcoin and Ethereum? Short answer, it's cheaper. All right, let's see here. All right, well, like we said, we were rushing Iran here, so he even told me I'm panic highlighting at this point.
oh
Uh,
gosh.
just met with an old friend of mine who just got into crypto. His first coin, you bet, Cardano, because of a podcast. Newcomers always go for ADA, simply amazing. One of the mysteries of life is how all the newbies go for ADA.
I
It's
thought they all go for Doge and Shib.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know why? It's cheaper than Cardano.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
if it only
you
gets to 1 penny, then we're all
yeah,
millionaires.
look,
So.
you know how many Bitcoin I get for $100? Barely, like a fraction. I can't even get a whole Ethereum. I can buy 40 Cardano.
Hey,
But you're telling me I can get how many Doge? Oh, now we're getting even more. Wait, you can tell me how many Sheeb I can
yeah.
get? So yeah, and Charles' YouTube magic does have a little bit to do with it. Having the leader of the project out there communicating, sounding like a human. We love Vitalik. That is gonna definitely move your market here. All right, on the upgrade front, the community released its near-term status update on the 8th, saying they're working on an October maintenance upgrade, along with making some more ERC20 deployments. Don't tell BJ that, oh God, oh, you tell me I have to work with this broken coin. No, the coin that's actually doing everything. Uh, they're reviewing a few test nets, like the Daedalus test net, and they're focusing on debugging, among other upgrades. I know we looked into a Cardano launch for NFTs, and it honestly just isn't there. We're close. BJ's staring at me through the window with his hand on his hip, quite disappointed in me. He's smiling. He knows. He knows. All right. He's away from his computer. Talk trash real quick. All right. Outlook, but it doesn't warrant a negative outlook. So Grayscale Investments later report estimated the network demonstrated positive fundamental trends. So I mean, they see what's happening. I mean, Cardano is an ocean liner. This isn't a speedboat that can just flip a 180 then do something crazy. There's a lot that goes on with this, especially with the mining aspect, the staking aspect. You have to roll out these upgrades, these test nets. It's a slow trickling process, but this is a good thing. You don't want a hack to, you also need, like Cardano exploit found, while it's getting drained, it'll totally tank the whole ecosystem. Well, no, the maxis will find a way to, oh, this is good news because of blah, 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 but most investors are going to look at that as a giant red flag. So with this, everything taking time, I mean, that's what you want. I mean, could Cardano go a little bit faster? Sure. A lot of people want that. But at the end of the day, they are making moves, and the investments, there's more Cardano being invested in this week. Grayscale's buying more this week. Well, just look out, zoom out. Yeah, I mean, it might be that case for this week, maybe even this month, even this quarter. But I mean, I do expect, Cardano to, get bigger. Yeah, it might double, it might triple, it might quadruple this cycle. But at the end of the day, you do need to check out the market cap and just realize, there is upside, but, people saying $100 Cardano's on the horizon. Just temper your expectations and educate yourself about market caps for sure.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? XRP winning lawsuit. Where's the XRP gang at? Where's the XRP at? I see him in the chat already. All right. Yeah, look at that. XRP clock emoji. Rocket, rocket, rocket moon. Okay. All right. Well, it's on us to pump their price. TJ, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think it's on us to do it. I think it's
No.
I think the SEC's got it under control.
Believe it or not, the SEC has a little bit more control over the XRP price than us. I know you want us to just, send it to the skyline here, but whoa, XRP is going nuts.
Yeah.
Dang, y'all just totally dwarfed ADA. There's a little bit of ADA in chat, but the XRP army is just
they're here in
force.
force.
Are so strong.
Yeah, no, I hope he put that metric up there, or that graphic that kind of breaks down the timeline.
All right. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, we're looking at it with fresh eyes too. Yeah. XRP surges 9% while Ripple swamps SEC with legal docs. Looks like they ran out of room to pee. This week, Ripple played some strong hands in its long-standing legal battle against the SEC. It's the seventh largest crypto by market capitalization, blew up 9% in the last 24 hours to hit 119. Follows several strong maneuvers by Ripple this week in the 10th month of its courtroom battle against the SEC. So since December of last year, they've been in this grueling legal spat. They're saying they made $1.3 billion selling XRP as an unregistered security. They're saying we weren't a security, essentially. Ripple filed a letter to the judge calling out the SEC for negligence in its handling of the case after Ripple barely received any answers to the 30,000 requests for admission it is lodged with the SEC since the case began. They're basically saying, yeah, you're not giving us the information to defend ourselves. Luckily, this is America. There is a due process, even if it's a civil case, even if it's a, SEC case, not everything, just like criminal violence. Like you get a look, you get discovery of, testimony of, basically why they want to investigate you. So they can't just like come out and be like, haha, I have this document. You get a chance to see the document before they can even, register evidence with the court. So they're saying they need 24 minutes on each RFA. And again, the RFA is for the request for admissions. So they need 24 minutes for each of those. And they said, 30,000 of those? So 30,000 times 24 minutes, saying it's going to take over 100 hours just to do 250 of them. So can you imagine how much time they'll need for the 30,000? So in the Thursday's letter to the judge, Ripple countered saying the 1.3 billion the SEC seeks is from contracts the SEC has not thoroughly reviewed. Bill Hinman said the Ethereum was not a security. So SEC said that as well. Look at them. Look at them. Acting like they never even said that back in the day. Claims this is Hinman's personal opinion. Ripple's defense said it has seen an email chain to a third party and the SEC's privilege log, which reveals that Hinman's speech reflected SEC policy. SEC has said Ethereum and Bitcoin aren't securities. Yep. Now, they have been a little bit careful with their language. They try to get Gensler down. I can't remember what congressman it was, but he's like, is Bitcoin a security? He's like, oh, I don't want to, they're basically, I don't know. I don't want to say lying. They're using that like weaselly corporate lawyer speak to get out of saying yes or no. It's like, I'm asking you a yes or no question. I'm like, well, it depends.
Yeah. Very mealy mouth is the way I would describe it. Like they go back and forth with what they're saying. But there was this timeline. I don't know if he's got it up there on the next tab. If not, if you can pull up the Trello,
Mhm.
there's a tweet there from at STED status, I guess it is.
Okay.
It should be like the third one down from the top. If you can pull that up, it's got the timelines on there that basically they've got, I think, until September 14th to review these documents that they put over. And then the next big, you have that up?
No, no, I couldn't. I think the trailer got X'd out.
Okay.
I can add it real quick.
Yeah. Or if you can just, yeah. Either way, the next big deadline is for the depositions of Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson on September 20th.
This one, this tweet right here.
Uh,
Status.
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, if you
Yep.
click on that image and then it'll pop up a little bigger. You can zoom in on it. But yeah, right there on the 14th, it's talking about that's the rest of the time for them to review these documents you were just referring to. And then September 20th, which is, a week from Wednesday, would be the deadline for deposing Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. So I'll be really interested to see if they get that far. I would think if you're Brad Garlinghouse or Chris Larson, you would want to avoid a deposition at all costs.
Yep.
But so they might be angling to try to get things resolved before then. But the end of the entire discovery period, November 12th, like that's the most likely time that they'll probably, I mean, the SEC traditionally likes to drag things out. So I would guess they might end up dragging things out for a few more weeks, but there is a chance they'll try to resolve things before the 20th. But I do know they really don't want, the SEC was coming out and saying they don't really want to settle. They don't really want to get into the details on a lot of these different things. So we'll see. They threw a number out there. They could just pay it. Ripple has plenty of funds to pay off this fine, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Someone was saying all those were saying
Oh,
September.
yeah.
And
They're supposed to say October.
okay, so yeah, they just messed up on that. So did we just get raided? What was the channel? We'll give them a little shout out.
I'm not sure. On Twitch,
Maybe it was Alien Worlds official. Oh, Alien Worlds official. Hey, TLM baby, Tellurium. Yeah, yeah. I haven't. Yeah. So you're asking about like blockchain games. I mean, that's one you can play. You can start for free and earn. I mean, you're starting for free. You're not going to be making $30 a day. You're making closer to 30 cents for your first day. But yeah, Alien Worlds. Yeah, definitely check them out. It's off of Wax. It's the Wax ecosystem, and Wax is based off of EOS. So everything's, basically gasless. I mean, maybe a penny or something like that. So yeah, you don't have to, it's not one of those games where you got to pay $800 to play one, before you even start. So yeah, thank you, Alien Worlds. Give you a little shout out there. All right. So regulation evolving. Now we're not talking about a Pokemon here. Okay. This isn't a moonstone, although we do want our coins to moon. Yeah, you like it, huh? Yeah. See, with DZ, you get Pokemon references. All right. SEC commissioner, true decentralized projects pose a challenge to crypto regulations.
You think?
What do you mean not having a headquarters or like, a landing site for your webpage or a CEO or a non-devs, How could that be a problem for the regulators? All right, commissioner with the SEC says true decentralized projects posing a challenge, noting that the decentralized finance carries within itself inherently some ability to self-regulate. Well, yeah, supply and demand economics, and you want to have a good project. You're competing with other DeFi projects. This is the textbook example of letting the market figure itself out. Now, with that, yeah, you can have bad things, right? Totally unregulated commerce will invariably lead to corruption involving your government. Now, we saw it with oil companies 100 years ago, steel companies. We're seeing it today with tech. So, yeah, I mean, you do need some regulation at the end of the day. I mean, we're in crypto, but it doesn't mean, we want to be anarchists and not have a stop sign and like not have a elementary school, for children. So, yeah, I mean, there's a fine balance here. So, SEC Commissioner Pierce talked about the crypto regulation interview with Yahoo Finance, that old bastion of financial news. Pierce is also known in the crypto community as Crypto Mom for her knowledge and support of the crypto space. There's certainly difficulty on the part of a regulator to stay on top of developments in DeFi and crypto more generally. However, she noted, people shouldn't assume that the SEC can only focus on one thing. SEC has a lot of resources and can go after a lot of things simultaneously. That's what you say when you're not really doing it. It's like the babysitter saying, like, you know, watching 5 kids. I'm watching all of you, and you know, I got ears and I got ears everywhere and eyes in the back of my head. That typically means I'm going to be on my phone, and I'm saying that, so please behave. So
Right.
I don't know. That's what I get from someone saying something like that. I think I would caution people to be aware of it, as sometimes something claims to be decentralized and isn't, and there is actually a centralized entity. And I think certainly regulators will be looking to that centralized entity. Gensler also similarly said that many platforms claiming to be decentralized were actually centralized.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, we're arguing one of the, you know, common arguments. You argue over the definition of a word,
Well,
and everything's relative.
yeah, and that's a big thing about decentralization that a lot of people don't think about. It's a continuum, like it's a process. It's not you are, you aren't. You can be different levels of decentralized. But what you were saying about things that claim to be that may, that may on the surface seem decentralized, feel decentralized to a lot of us, may not be as decentralized as they're portraying themselves as. I saw an interesting tweet. I can't remember who it was from that was talking about the Wasabi wallet. The first question was, would you trust a chain analysis company, a closed source chain analysis company with your data to protect you and not share it with anybody? It was a poll. It was like 70-80% said no, no way. Then he followed up with, by the way, Wasabi wallet is a closed source chain analysis product that, everybody loves, everybody claims that, it's the best thing ever. So it just shows you got to do more research,
Yep.
look behind the curtain as much as possible. And if that's something that's really important to you, privacy, decentralization, holding your own data, you really got to dig deep and don't take things at face value, because even seems things that seem very decentralized, seem very safe, might be owned by an entity that is looking to capture as much information as
You
possible.
have to be some sort of whiz bang genius to really just, like, because to be fully decentralized across everything, because
Mhm.
yeah, you're coding your own wallet. Like, who's doing that? Nobody. Like, you're going on GitHub and, like, crafting your, like, really looking at code and stuff. And yeah, that's just not the average person, and it's never going to be the average person. Like, yeah, sure, maybe 100 years from now, and we have chips in our brain and we can download, like, Neo from the Matrix. But yeah, that is just so far away from, but yeah, everyone's like, oh no, I'm fully decentralized. Well, yeah, it's a centralized wallet, or that's centralized too. These Twitch comments, y'all are crazy,
The
man. Y'all are,
basement's out of control
Twitch
always.
Twitch is funny, man. YouTube, y'all gotta catch up to that. They said DZ has a stash in his hat. Yeah, I got my seed phrase in there. Yeah, it's sewed into the inside of all my hats there. Sure.
Yep.
You got it. You got it. The cool uncle that would be crossing kids up at the court. Yeah, I would do that. But you know what? You gotta learn. You gotta learn at a young age. Not everything's rainbows and farts that smell like roses. All right. Lastly here, she added, I think it's really becoming a huge barrier to this industry being able to develop in the way that's safe, but also in a way that allows innovation to happen. That's what we're saying. And it's a real shame to me that we're not just taking up the mantle as regulators to develop a regulatory framework. Well, then do it. What are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Like, these people are saying, give us a framework. We want to operate within the realm of, your jurisdiction and the law, but they're not even doing it. And then, you got Coinbase CEO saying, like, yeah, I'm reaching out for help, and, it's just falling on deaf ears. So we have a classic example, like, we're saying one thing, but they're doing another. Now, that's not to say there are some agents within the SEC that do want this to happen, but maybe, things are coming from the top. I don't know. I'm kind of bullish on the current administration just because Sam Bankman-Fried has given so much money. So I hate even saying that, but that's just the facts of the case, or the facts of the matter there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Metaverse is here. Is this it right here? Yeah. All right. Well, we're not going to read all of that, but yeah, Metaverse, it's play to earn. It's a new economic model of gaming. We're talking about it. We just got rated by Alien Worlds. This is happening. We're actually going to cover. You want a little alpha? Want a little
Sure.
alpha here?
Drop some.
Wednesday's NFT update is Ethereum Towers. gonna give them a little free shout out here early. And basically, they're trying to solve a big issue that you're having with metaverses right now. Where yeah, metaverses are here. You know, you can do. I mean, I know Decker. You know, he was doing his little Minecraft thing and everything, but you end up with these microcosms of communities. And what Ethereum Towers is trying to do is actually bring together communities in like a 100-story tower where people have basically like their rooms and everything. But then, yeah, imagine like living in like a good New York, you know, skyline apartment complex. You got a gym room, you know, you might have a little like restaurant area. So you can go there, you can talk about cooking, you can talk about sports, you can talk about, you know, fitness. So yeah, I mean the metaverses are here, but we just haven't had that killer DApp yet. My favorite. All right, yeah, yeah. All right, so the gaming industry always been synonymous with fun, has grown massively. A lot of money's now being mentioned when gaming comes up. Let's see, end of 2019, global market was worth 152 billion. I'm sure we're way past that now, but you know, like a lot of times it's going to take a while to get like the 2020 numbers. But if anything, I mean, 2020, yeah, it was a funny year economically speaking wise, but I don't think that affected gaming. Thanks for the crazy. They sold out in 30 minutes and got you some. Yeah, the Crazy Skulls is going to be one I'm very bullish on because of Halloween. I think we're going to see a spike in spooky themed NFTs within, you know, the week or two. And then I think the sell off will occur, you know, a few days before Halloween. Other people will be buying in on Halloween, then trying to sell like the day of Halloween. But I think the spike will come and the crash will come a little bit before then. But yeah, Crazy Skull is pretty cool. They're going to give you a spooky card on Halloween. So
Let me ask you this. What's one tip like for a beginner, somebody new to NFTs? Maybe they've bought or held one or two, but they're thinking they want to start trading them and swapping them, trying to flip them. What's one tip you would give a new person that's just starting with NFTs?
expect to lose money. It's a game with non-linear upside, and the dumb way of saying that is it won't go up often, but when it goes up, it will eat up a lot of losses.
Hmm.
So you might mint 5 projects and you mint 2 apiece. You might have 2 that stay even, you know, 2 that will fall, but then you'll have 1 that quadruples, quintuples, or goes to 1 ETH. Now, I'm obviously, you know, not 20% of projects are just going to 10x, but that's how you kind of have to look at it. It's a numbers game. At the end of the day, you know, any NFT influencer saying like, I only pick winners. Well, they're just like, it's their community is buying then dumping. You know, yeah, some people, you know, they do have a really big reach and they shill really hard. And I mean, you could check this. They're shilling their projects that you know, they get it ahead of time, then they shill it to their community of like 100,000 people, 300,000 people. And then, yeah, they all dump. And then you got a bunch of people who made, you know, point 0.1 or 0.05. And then, you know, after gas, they're making $50 and, you know, they think they're really doing something. But with the NFT thing, you know, just look at projects that you like, that excite you, and the artwork looks cool. I mean, that's one thing I've noticed. Crappy artwork, it might pop, but it's going to be a lot harder. It's the good artwork is really like taking off, and I mean, look at the mecha verses. It was 0.2 to mint, and then they're selling I think about 6 ETH right now. Maybe it's down to 5, but I mean, they're selling for $15,000-$20,000, and it costs what 600 mint. So you do that once, and you're paying not for 5 losers, not 10 losers. You could literally pay off like 49 losing projects in a row, and then you get a mechaverse. And so that's, I would just say, like, expect to lose money, you know, but when it pops, I mean, they're lotto tickets, you know what I mean? It's life changing money. I mean, I got lucky once. I mean, it really did. I mean, it was like, okay, you know, I haven't done it yet just because I'm so busy, but, you know, I have less than a year left on my car. I'm probably going to just pay it off this week off of NFTs. So, I mean, it's huge.
That is huge. And like you said, even if you lose early, just think of that as like paying for an education. Because
Yep.
when you're doing it, you learn so much about how to do it better in the future. So I would always encourage people, if you're interested in it, the number one way to get started is actually get started. Buy
Yep.
some, trade some, flip some, and you'll learn and you'll see what happens.
And just a quick tip: upon reveal, 95% of them will fall. So a lot of times you'll hold on to it. Oh, it reveals at noon. I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hold on to it. Once people see the artwork, the price will go up. That doesn't happen. So upon reveal, it falls 95% of the time. Sometimes it's a gamble. You're like, okay, well, I want to hold till reveal because I think I might have some rare ones. You better have like 10 or more for that strategy to pay off. And then like even then you gotta get lucky. So that's my 2 cents there. All right, real quick, let's see. Recent play to earn like Axie Infinity, Sandbox, they're gaining popularity. One thing they have in common is an economic system. Take the Sims where you can buy in-game assets with an in-game currency. But these currencies, these NFT currencies do have the real value. There's because there's no infrastructure for liquidity in the game. Another game, World of Warcraft, does have a marketplace where players can buy in-game assets and exchange characters, but it's very unorganized. Blockchain basically fixes this. I mean, that's what smart contracts are doing here, is what we're seeing. These gamers, I mean, there's people playing RuneScape 20 years ago. Really? Yeah, like about 20 years ago, people were playing RuneScape. I remember my first serious girlfriend, her little brother played that, and he's not into NFTs. And I just remember thinking, like, God, if you would have Gold something. If you would have, they had different last names. I remember Carrie Beth Ward, but yeah, her brother's last name I forget. But yeah, if he just, God, he'd be a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like these people playing RuneScape and WoW, like, but you're rejecting NFTs because of environmental FUD. You're missing out. You're missing out. Like if you want to get paid in the future, you understand future money. So
you've seen Ready Player One or Red?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think, with what you're seeing now with metaverses on the blockchain, do you think we're really going to see reality like that, where the majority of the money being earned is in metaverses? A lot of the economic activity is in a metaverse versus the real world. Do you think that's
I
feasible?
think so, but we're looking at a long enough time frame where YouTube is essentially a metaverse. But yeah, I mean, I know you agree, like we are moving towards an attention-based economy. Most people are going to be just consumers of content, as robots take over jobs essentially, and production yield will go up in many important industries, food including, and clothing, and these things that really people do have to have the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. As more and more of that is automated, yeah, people are going to have more time. And people are saying like, oh, robots are going to replace jobs. But then, you had the tech bros saying, no, they're going to take jobs people don't want. And 5 years ago, I didn't believe that. I was like, that's just you trying to justify your robot overlords taking all the jobs. But have you been out lately? Have you gone to a restaurant? Have you gone to a store? Everywhere is understaffed. No one can hire. And no, literally robots are taking jobs that people aren't taking. And like I just didn't believe that was going to be the case, and like I'm seeing it in real time. And I mean, yeah, I mean you go like I went to someplace, I went to Waffle House. I tried to go to Waffle House Saturday. It said closed to 9 p.m. staff shortage. So yeah, I mean it is happening. So I don't know, like personally I want a human to cook my Waffle House, but I guess if we got a robot flipping the bacon, I'm not going to care too much.
Yeah. Well, and the other side of that coin too is most of the time new technology creates a lot more jobs than it takes. So, there wasn't mobile app developers 10 or 15 years ago, or mobile app data scientists and all these different things that exists now that didn't exist with the older technology. And I think same with robots will take a lot of the jobs of humans, and then humans will be, oh, that was pretty good, robot hosting ATB.
Yeah. That was the one I was reading.
Well, that might happen. You
Hey,
never know.
maybe Deez is a cyborg. You never even know. They might have created me in a lab. You have seen pictures of Ben and Charles Hoskinson together, so, and Justin Lee. I don't know, he's meeting with these huge tech guys, so
Yeah.
cut me open. Is it oil or is it blood? Who knows? All right. Nuclear engineer arrested for selling classified data. Ooh, for crypto. Ooh, sounds like a episode of FX hit series. What was that called? Spies or something? Or I don't know. There's a really good show on FX that had to deal with spies. But it was, anytime I think of spies, I just think like, you see behind like the curtains. And I used to really be into spy novels. So no, this is not surprising at all. Undercover FBI agents arrested nuclear engineer for selling classified data. He was a submarine tech. Engineer asked for tens of thousands worth of crypto in exchange for the data. Ended up being 70,000. FBI arrested the engineer and his wife for espionage and selling restricted data. What a bozo for bringing his wife in. The FBI arrested the engineer and his wife selling restricted data. They paid him yeah, it's the SD card containing the data there. So it was the design of our nuclear submarines, and he was trying to sell it to a foreign nation. They're not saying which nation, which is probably good. Jonathan Toebi? Toe with BBE. It sounds like BBE sounds like a coin. Toe, that's just an unfortunate last name. Served in the naval nuclear propulsion. No, we love our people with the last name Toe. If you got the last name Toe, make sure you hit that like button. We do love you. And all you fingers out there.
Oh, hey, we're at 5518, so we're right up close to that 6,000.
Did I say 6 or 7?
I think, well, you said 7 for the hat, so.
Yeah. All right. As a nuclear engineer before, in addition, he held an active national security clearance with the U.S. Department of Defense. I don't think he has that anymore. Furthermore, last June, the FBI sent Toestab undisclosed crypto worth $10,000. The agent said that he sent this as a good faith payment after receiving some sample data. The couple used a dead drop to hide the STD card and put it inside of a peanut butter sandwich.
Whoa.
Sneaky. The undercover agent further paid $20,000 in crypto, this time for the decryption keys. For the second drop, they asked for further data about nuclear submarines. Here, the FBI paid around $70 in crypto. And then finally, the FBI nabbed them on their third dead drop. This isn't the first time the U.S. Fed has used crypto as part of investigations on criminal activities. In fact, last August, U.S. Department started giving compensations in crypto as rewards for justice in exchange for information that's relevant in capturing high-ranking terrorism suspects. Well, you know what? That makes it easier to track, not harder. There's going to be FUD coming out. Oh, this is used by criminals. This is used by spies. They try to sell our submarine data using crypto, for Christ's sakes. And it's like, well, cash just would have been harder to track. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, you're doing a dead drop in peanut butter sandwiches. That means there are physical, like, meetings taking place here. So it wouldn't have been anything to just be like, all right, behind this dumpster, there's a briefcase of cash. So, yeah, people are saying, like, oh, you know, it's used to hide illicit activity. No, it's on the blockchain.
Yep.
Now, maybe they don't say if they use Zcash or Monero, but if anything, I mean, you could catch someone with a briefcase just like you can catch them with a thumb drive, you know, because they'll swarm in right then and there. They're not going to, like, let him walk away with, you know, the crypto and then, like, just be able to, like, send it across the globe. He's going to pick it up and then, boom, they're going to swarm. So the whole angle of crypto is used to hide illicit activity. It's all bullcrap. It's just, as Ben would say, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, there's actually a couple interesting things in that story there. They were using the crypto to give to people so they could come back and use that story that crimes and, you know, criminals and spies are using it. I also saw, I don't remember if it was Friday or over the weekend, a story about an executive order potentially coming down from the United States where they said they're going to make an executive order banning ransomware as it relates to crypto. And they cited the pipeline hack as one of those things, which is, to me, extremely asinine. Like, A, you can't ban ransomware. Like, it's just malicious software. And B, they're totally unrelated to crypto. Like, somebody might use ransomware and then ask for Bitcoin or some type of crypto as a payment, but that has nothing to do with each other. So it feels a lot like they're setting things up, like this story here, that executive order, to do exactly what you were talking about, where they would come out and make a statement saying, oh, crypto is bad. It's used by criminals for hacks and cybercrime and all these different things to actually FUD crypto, when in reality, they know the truth and they're trying to collect as much as they can, for themselves. It's just crazy.
DZ's the cool uncle that passes a cigarette with the left hand. I don't even know what that means, but I'm thinking about it. I guess that's cool. I don't know. Is that like how Christian Slater would do it in the 90s? I don't know. It's y'all are insane in the Twitch chats for sure. Ben will be back tomorrow for all those who are wondering. So, but yeah, you guys are nuts. It's on the left hand side. That's a bowl of porridge, by the way. Past the Dutchie on the left hand side. I think it was a bowl of porridge. But I think that's all our stories, right? Unless there's something covered on the bottom.
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, and I'll do it one more time this month, right? I'll be up here. This isn't the normal day. This is Ben spending time with his family. Nothing wrong with that. We always say, family first. Crypto, very, very, very close second.
Yep.
So, but yeah, let me just end on the notes with the money being used for crime, crypto being used for crime. Crypto, has a blockchain. And now the day when Zcash is everywhere and Monero is everywhere, well, then we can have another discussion. But everyone's, you know, the frame is, oh, they're getting paid in Bitcoin, they're getting paid in Ethereum. You know, these criminals, these masterminds are using this secret internet money that's used by hackers and engineers, and it's just not the case. I mean, we have some people with who had colorful pasts, and you know what? Like, you know, I don't want to throw any names out there, but you know, they're open about their journey, and they were using cash. Cash is king when it comes to criminal organizations. But, you know, and then they're going to what? They're going to try to get rid of cash, but then they're still going to say, well, crypto's still bad, but it's cash. When you see, you know, Pablo Escobar documentary, he didn't have it in a bank account. He had piles of cash, you know, and then there are ways, you know, you can have some like crazy country where, yeah, you can do a wire transfer, and U.S. might not have like jurisdiction, or doesn't have the leverage to squeeze, you know, the leadership, or it's small enough where it's just going to fly under the radar. You do some like Eastern Bloc, former Soviet country, or some, you know, place where corruption's rampant. Yeah, you can still wire money if you're a criminal. U.S. dollar is the #1 currency used in crime, without a doubt. I mean, like I said, you know, those giant drug lords in South America and the cartels, they're using cash. You got people buying weapons in other countries, you know, legal guns. They're using cash. You know, I don't want to, you know, get into specifics here, but our current withdrawal, you know, they're selling those arms, and they're selling it for cash. They're not selling it for Bitcoin. They're not selling it for Ethereum. The cryptocurrency is used by criminals. It's just FUD, and it's just fake, and it's just all smoke and mirrors, as they say. And I think that's all we got. Uncle Deezy, I'm loving the meme. Let's keep it going. And how many likes did we end at?
We were at 5872. So
Y'all were so close. Y'all get a quick one, but that's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. We'll be back. I'll do another one later this month. And until then, for the BitSquad, I appreciate the love. And I'll see you in the short future. TJ is hosting ATB tonight.
Yep. See you guys tonight.
All right. Later on, BitSquad.